What up, my dudes? We got the Washougal MX Park on MX vs ATV All Out. Gotta love that, like 12 people on a 40-man gate. A little bit funny looking, but either way, wanted to come in here and check this out, right? Cool. We almost got like a morning kind of vibe, don't we? This is sick. I feel like I've seen like a Brett Q friggin' little, that CR video that he did, a little two-stroke video. I don't know. I kind of get that like morning. This is definitely matching what I think Washougal kind of vibe that would have, right? Like morning time practice or something. So pretty cool. Wanted to come in here and check this out. Oh god, you dudes are gonna love having some of these like really famous replica, sections and stuff on these tracks. Okay, jumping down here. Very, very, damn. Yeah, this feels like I'm riding on a mammoth track or something. That's cool. That feels completely different than the way the Spring Creek track and the Redbud felt. You can tell they've definitely put some TLC into trying to make each one of these tracks actually feel different, not just as far as the jumps and you can overjump the shit out of that. But the actual, like, the way the roughness is designed, the way the ruts are designed, the hardness of the track felt different on all three tracks. Everything just felt a little different, Got a little bit of a sandy vibe going through there. Okay, kind of cool. I like the way that the actual dirt itself looks on this. Got that real Washougal-y, I don't know, you just got to know these tracks, you know what I mean? They all just have their own personal little intricacies, their own personal little touches, their own little feelings and vibes, and that's what makes them what they are, right? So cool how they're definitely capturing some of that right here. Nice inside rut there. Okay, nice to see that. Got the damn rollers down through here. Still think on every single like roller area on all of their replica tracks that I've rode on so far could have been a little bit bigger. Like the Ten Commandments on the Loretta Lynn's track, the rollers on the Millville track, those sort of whoop rollers right there, I think they could have been a little bit bigger just to give it a little bit more skill gappy fun factor in that sense. Just amping her up just a little bit, because on this game, it kind of, a lot of times the whoops and the rollers and stuff just kind of feel like you're on the gas and you're not really doing a whole lot. A lot of these arcade motocross games seem to have that problem a little bit. None of them have it as big of a problem as those Milestone games have, but they all have a little bit of that issue, like it won't kick the bike out. You don't have to be as leaning in the right position for it to not kick you off as much as I would have thought it would have been in a lot of these arcade motocross games, if that makes any sense. But either way, so coming around here on that 125 banger, you know what it is, boys. Number 125 on the 125 banger. God, so cool how that corner, friggin' Super Bowl wall corner that you come down through. Very cool. So you can definitely jump down that really hard. You're going to have to get on your brakes in that corner, so that's got some skill gap there. Really cool when you see that the way they've done this little bit of a tighter vibe, more one-to-one scale fill. It's making it to where you actually have to get on the freaking brakes in the corners versus like just holding their wide ass open around the whole track. Some of these corners are so tight and so narrow that you have to get on the brakes. So you have the whole like braking when you brake in the corner, then when you get back on the gas, and how you're leaning through all that as well. This corner, you can hold her a little more wide, kind of slid out a little bit, but gotta be careful. Okay, so yeah, but they got the whole trees vibe going on it. The whole Washougal trees. That's one of the biggest aspects of this track. Got all of it going here, dude. This is really cool. I'm impressed with how unique and different they've made each one of the tracks feel. I was a little bit concerned about that at the beginning. Like all the tracks would just feel the same, you know what I mean? Kind of, sort of. But they really do have, like, this feels completely different than the way that Millville track felt. Not only with all of the way the pre-made, so this is very, very smooth pre-made. It's got a little ever so slight little bit of chop over the whole track, so it's not perfectly smooth, but this is way more smooth than that Millville track was. It's not rutting up nowhere near as bad as that Millville track was. This doesn't even really feel like it's rutting up as bad as the Redbud track either, so that's kind of interesting. It's just kind of doing its own little thing, you know what I mean? But yeah, you can definitely hold the gas around these corners. Got a lot of just big berms, big wall berms. Really fun, different kind of feel to this. So got this whole, famous uphill section down through here. Then you got all of this over here. Okay, whip around backwards there, Spinchy boy. Oh, my God. All right, and then coming down through here. Okay, so we'll see if this really develops any more. God, you can get that gas going on hardcore through here. I feel like you could almost have a more top-end gearing through with a track like this. And get on the brakes, hit those inside ruts, boys. Now, them two corners right through there are kind of getting the ruts going on them now. See, this jump, you can over-jump it just as far as you want to jump into that corner, man. Yeah, I almost wish this game just had a slightly more of a pop-off system to it. That'd make it a little bit more fun. I'm talking like a maybe 15% more of a pop-off system. Doesn't need a whole lot more, but just a little bit more. It's just so many occasions I feel like, man, that would have been cool if I would have popped off. I know it's crazy me saying that because I'm always like, oh, fucking MXGP Pro, I'm always popping off. You don't want to always pop off, but you don't want to never pop off. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of the thing there. Whereas this almost is giving me the vibe like I'm never going to pop off, coming up short on something. It's kind of giving me that feeling a little bit, right? But either way, let's try to hit some of these inside ruts. Dodging those SpongeBobs like a pro. We just ride a Willy No Squilly Wet Willy Wednesday. Wad my ass up. Oh, man. But either way, dudes, I'm having a lot of fun on these new tracks. You guys will be able to get them, I think, tomorrow, right? 23rd. So, definitely recommend going and picking all this up. No doubt about it. And by the way, just letting you guys know, I'm not even being paid to make any of these videos on any of this. Obviously, I'm getting them early, but it's not like I'm getting paid. You understand what I'm saying? I would tell you guys if I was getting paid to make these videos. I want to come in here and make these videos. I want to cover this stuff. Like, I personally want to do that, even if I'm not getting paid at all to do it. You know what I mean? Just kind of clearing that up a little bit. Like, I'm not just, like, getting extra paid money over here to say these opinions or talk about it. I mean, you guys have seen I've said multiple negative things about these tracks so far. You know what I mean? But I'm not even getting paid just to do it either. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm just doing it. They're not, like, paying me to do it. So, but either way, that kind of vibe may happen in the future where I do get paid to do something that I wouldn't necessarily do. But if that is the case, then I'm still going to be able to say whatever the hell I want to say. And on top of all that, I'll tell you that I'm getting paid to make a certain video on something. But I'm never, ever going to accept some sort of like sponsorship deal or some weird ass shit where I can't say whatever I want to say. I'm never going to do that. Like, I'm not going to have it where it's like anytime I get sponsored by something or do whatever, it's because I personally believe in that thing. You understand what I'm saying? It's because I personally have some sort of liking to it, right? So, just kind of clarifying some of that there. But either way it is, this is your Washougal. Okay, let's get this some first-person action. Kind of funny, as soon as I go into first-person, almost gives me a little bit of like an MX Simulator vibe, right? Because I've rode on all these replica tracks multiple times on that game, and obviously I mainly play that game in first person, so it's funny when you kind of get like, it's almost like you get a little bit of deja vu, like you're playing MX Simulator for just a split second, then it's like, oh, I'm actually not playing MX Simulator at all, okay. Oh, a little tricky doing them turn-up whips in first person like that. But either way, dude, it's got the whole tree vibe going on, you know what I'm saying? Got this whole section pretty cool right here, got some skill gap to that. Quite a bit of skill gap on this, even though there's not a crap load of ruts and stuff. There's a decent amount of skill gap going on here with just how you got to angle the bike in some of the tighter corners, like that really super tight double corner on Washougal, right? You can jump over that, even though I don't think that's really worth it. You could swing up the inside. Glad they didn't make those SpongeBobs where they just instantly pop you off. You can kind of push them down a little bit. I really hate when some of these motocross games, Milestone, get that kind of vibe where it's like all their little off-track tough blocks or barriers or whatever, literally you could barely even kiss them and you're going to die. Literal kiss of death on that shit. Barely graze the tough block and you're popping off. Like, I can't stand when these motocross games get that kind of feeling to them. There's just a balance to it, right? Funny how there's a balance to everything. There's a balance to the pop-off system. There's a balance to how sturdy the tough blocks are and how much they're going to make you crash. There's a balance to collision. There's a balance to, everything. Literally, you can apply balance to everything. It's got to be not too extreme of any one direction. You got to have that. It can do this, but it's not doing this thing all the time. Kind of that sort of, dude, I'm telling you, I know how these motocross games work. Like, I know, dog. I know what makes them fun. I know what makes you want to come back and play them. I know what gives you that itch to want to come back and play them. Like, I understand it to quite the level, man. I just wish MX vs. ATV would give me some sort of deal where I could give them some ideas on certain stuff and really get in there and help design certain aspects of the tracks and stuff like that. That'd be really cool if I was able to get in there and do some of that for them. But I just think I could help them out a lot just from all the experience I've had on the MX simulator tracks and playing Reflex on the console for 4 years straight every single day. I know what the hell is going on with the console motocross game. A lot of people, I feel like they're not as hardcore into a simulator, so they don't fully understand that side of it, which obviously I do understand that side of it because I've obviously multiple top fives in RF main events and stuff like that. Like, I know what the hell I'm doing on a simulator. And I played all of these arcade motocross games a lot, especially Reflex, right? But it's just, you get a whole nother level of understanding when you've played literally 30, 40,000. I don't even know how many hours I've got into these motocross games. I've at least got 10,000 into MX Simulator at least. And I'm pretty damn sure I've got damn near 10,000 into the console version of Reflex. So that's a lot, dog. Trust me. That's a lot. I've spent a lot of hours on this shit, man. This ain't just a hobby like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I do. It's what I live for. It's what I die for, dog. And turned it into a whole business and job and something that I'm doing and making money at. And, I mean, damn, you got to realize making the dream happen here, you know what I'm saying? So pretty cool that I'm able to do a lot of that it even is possible to do that. And it's just cool how you can do that on YouTube. And then you start getting deals and then you start getting all this other stuff. So pretty sick. But either way, cool how it shades them trees going up that hill. Won't make this video too much longer. Just want to come here and kind of show this track off. Give you guys a little look at it. And, yeah, you guys will be definitely enjoying riding on this when you get it, for sure. So, really, man, that's probably one of my favorite corners on this whole track right here. That how much they built up that wall in that corner, but it's still kind of a smooth corner, but it's got really, really small roughness on it. So you got this inside rut. Damn, it gets slow right down through there when you got running through traffic like that. Oh, baby. Chaparral. Just kidding. Battery. Do they actually have it seems like they got quite a few of the pro motocross, whatever kind of little sponsor banners and stuff through the side, like Parts Unlimited, certain different stuff like that. I'm kind of seeing it. Then obviously some of the OEM bike, Lucas Oil, right? Yeah, I think it kind of is some of the pro motocross real life, sponsor partners of the real life motocross on these actual tracks right here. Racer X, yeah. They got it pretty official on here for sure, man. Oh my God, going through traffic like they're fucking standing still over here, dude. But either way, got the whole shade vibe. That's another big aspect to Washougal. It's got the shaded trees, so making the ruts a little bit harder to see. Be interesting to play on the different time of day effects on here and see how that affects the shading of the trees and stuff. But either way, boy, appreciate all the support. We're going to keep on rocking on these videos, man. Later, dudes.